Well, it's Thursday, and of course, we're joined by our In Focus health correspondent, Lino Madu. Hi. Lino.
Hello, Debbie.
So you have a story for us from Morocco today.
Yes, on child abuse. It's a very important issue, and child abuse and pedophilia are rarely discussed publicly in many cultures. But a non-governmental organization, Morocco, called Stay Away From My Kids, recently sponsored the screening of a short film, A Deafening Silence, in an attempt to encourage action against the taboo topics. The screening was intended solely for the news media, but it attracted a wider audience, with women and children coming to watch. That pleased film director Idris Al-Idrisi.
An audience pays attention to the stars it sees on the screen. I do not think there is a single individual in Morocco that can carry a message to society and deliver it with the strength that an artist can.
Child actor Fouad Al-Makhtari says the film's message is simple yet important.
It is a humanitarian message calling for children to fight child abuse and to listen to their parents.
Child protection advocates say a culture of silence in Morocco makes it difficult to gather precise statistics about how widespread the problem is. And Stay Away From My Kids members say it is made worse by the refusal of victims to speak up for fear of being shunned in a conservative society. Najat Anwar is a member of the group.
We try to exploit all artistic forms available, including cinema. Why cinema? Because cinema has a wide audience, and this audience has the right to be included in what concerns it, and the topic of the child is a topic which concerns our audience.
Stay Away From My Kids members say they want to pressure Morocco's judiciary and encourage it to implement strict punishments for child abusers and pedophiles. Actress and group member Amali Temar says it is the responsibility of the entire society to work together to stop child abuse.
We are screaming with loud voices, and we want children to be aware that their body is their own property. And this is the responsibility of all, the responsibility of the family, the responsibility of the establishment. It is our responsibility as citizens.
Stay Away From My Kids is seeking to have a deafening silence shown in schools across Morocco. Lino Moudou, VOA News. Joining us from London is Debbie Ariyo. She's the Director of Afruca, an organization established to promote the welfare of African children in the UK. Welcome to the program, Debbie.
Hello, Modu. How are you?
Good. Listen, we just saw the report regarding child abuse. One of the issues that were definitely mentioned was pedophilia. Tell us about how this issue of pedophilia has been, included in your work.
Okay. Well, firstly is that there are many cultural issues that can actually foster pedophilia. So, for example, we have issues where children who live with extended family members might be subjected to or be prone to being sexually abused by members of their extended family. That happens a lot. We've seen many instances of that, especially here in our work in the UK. There are also instances where actually children that are married off early in what is called early marriages, in our viewpoint, these are also children that are being subjected to pedophilia. They're children that are sexually abused because if you're married off at the age of 11, 12, 13, 14, you will have sex with your husband. That means you're a victim of child sexual abuse. Although, of course, many communities don't see it as such. They think it's a religious right. They think it's a cultural right, and that children can be married off early. So there are issues there.
But how do you deal with the issue of pedophilia specifically, considering you mentioned that it can be culture related?
Well, I think what we've been doing is to try to alert parents to the effects of sexual abuse on children and how it happens, what the indicators are. So how can you tell if a child is being sexually abused? How do you know that your child might be prone to being sexually abused? How can you prevent it? What can you do to make sure that your child is safeguarded? Those are the things that we've been trying to work at
And quickly, we're running out of time. Tell us about the responsibilities about with regards to this issue. Whose responsibility it is primarily?
Primarily, it's the parent's responsibility. It is your job to safeguard your child from abuse. You have to make sure that the conditions around the child are actually helping to foster growth and development, not to foster abuse. So it's the parent's responsibility.
The parent's responsibility, and I don't know if we have 1 second for your final word with regards to this issue in your work.
Well, it's a growing problem, and we have to do whatever we can to stop it. And we can do that by making sure that more people are aware of the dangers that are open up to children when they're exposed to people that they shouldn't be around, actually. We need to be much more, we need to speak more about that. We need to speak out more about that.
And I thank you so much for joining us. I'm sure people have heard your word. And this was Debbie Ariyo with the organization Afruca Child Abuse.
Well, thanks, Lenore, for touching on a very obviously controversial but very important topic.
Absolutely.
And let's hope that all around the world people will heed to that call.
Thank you.
All right. That's Lenore Madu, who joins us every Tuesday and Thursday here on In Focus with Health News.
And for more information on these stories, go to voanews.com.